Hi, ED Music in Hong Kong. I'm Scott with Malekko, and today we're going to show you a little bit about the System 500, the Roland System 500. It's an all-analog Eurorack modular synthesizer produced with Roland and Malekko from the United States, and it's based on the classic designs of the System 100 and the System 700, but it's designed with an eye towards the new possibilities enabled by Eurorack modular synthesizers. So there's 5 initial modules. There's a dual VCO, voltage control oscillator, dual VCF, voltage controlled filter, a dual envelope generator with an extra LFO, a dual VCA with both linear and exponential modes, and then a effects module that is a phase shifter, an analog delay, an additional LFO, and then a gate delay. So what you're hearing right now is some sounds from the System 100. It's 2 channels of the oscillator that are tuned in unison. Turn them down. So here we have a sawtooth wave and a pulse wave with a variable pulse width. And you're also able to do pulse width modulation, both at the same time. Going through a filter that has an LFO coming out from an anti-oscillator from Malekko. So I'll turn down the modulation and adjust the filter cutoff. So you're able to hear the filter sweep and what that sounds like. It's a great filter with some resonance you can really crank and get some really interesting sounds, especially with the modulation inputs. The VCO and the VCF, as well as the VCA, all have per channel 3 modulation inputs, so you can have some really complex modulation possibilities. We then have a dual attack decay sustain release ADSR envelope generator with a LFO with a LFO delay. That's able to be cycled as it is right now, or triggered with an external pulse or manual trigger. Then we have a dual VCA. There's 3 signal inputs, so you can do additional mixing there on each channel. An offset for your volume level, and 3 CV inputs, so you're able to do again complex modulation for amplitude. This is with no modulation, just with the filter. So you're able to get an idea of the filter and the VCO together. And here we are again with the looping ADSR. And now onto my personal favorite, the effects module. You have 2 analog effects, audio effects. You have a phase and an analog delay. Right now we have the phase patched in with the mix all the way down, so you're not hearing any of the phase. There's an LFO that's normalized to each, but you're able to apply external CV modulation as well. So I'll turn this up and you'll be able to hear the phaser sound a little bit better with the resonance cranked. And you're able to a little faster LFO. And it has control over the initial frequency and the resonance, so you can have it be a bit less extreme if you want that. We also have an analog delay. As a shortish delay time, so you're able to get some nice flange effects, especially with the external LFO, very slow. And that again is also able to be completely wet or dry with an external CV source, and it's normalized with the LFO. And that's the Roland System 500.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to meet you all.